when I got in the truck, I just had a bad gut feeling. His demeanor was up one minute and then down the next. I kept asking him to let me out of the truck, but he kept refusing. And at that moment, I grabbed the keys and jumped out of the truck. And then I started to run. It was so muddy that when I was going up, my foot slipped in the mud and my face went down right onto a tree limb. It went right through my chin, through my cheek, out under my eye. I got away. But I have these scars as a daily reminder of the nightmare I went through. I can't stand looking at myself in the mirror. It's just, I see it. It's really difficult. I have to be positive. We go through bad experiences and we just get back up again.
We're so very happy that she escaped and lives to tell her tale. Please welcome this extraordinary survivor, Kristen, to our show. You know, Kristen, you've been through so very much, and thinking back to that moment, what allowed you to have the tenacity to be calm and do what you had to do to even escape what, honestly, if you hadn't escaped, you may not be here today?
Right. Survival instinct. When you're in a situation with, when you're uncomfortable, and this person was erratic the whole drive, and I could tell that I just needed to stay calm. And survival instinct is really what it just turns on inside your body.
That so-called survival mode. Most of us will never have to face it, fortunately, in our life. I must say, you look very, very good. I mean, we can see your scars, and obviously they're visible, but, I mean, I think you were well treated to this point, and, you know, I would say it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, it definitely could.
Yeah.
And Drew, admittedly, you're, as a plastic surgeon, there are ways to minimize, right?
There's for sure. And in Kristen's case, she had a completely shattered cheekbone complex that they had to plate to restore integrity to the bone. And, you know, there's a plate sitting in there that's bothering her, and the scar has healed somewhat depressed. That's just a part of the healing process. You know, a scar like she has on the jaw is what we call a trapdoor deformity that typically isn't going to heal completely flat. So these are some of the things that she has as part of that injury.
Kristen, you know, this is something we always talk about on the show. Getting over the emotional turmoil is maybe the toughest part, right? And if every time you look in the mirror you're reminded of it, you know, we wanted to somehow address this. And there's actually a doctor who lives really close to you. Your story really resonated with her. Board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Kathleen Waldorf has agreed to take on your case and get rid of those scars so that you can begin healing emotionally.
I'm so overwhelmed. Like, thank you so much.
We're so lucky. We're so glad we could help.
Well, and a huge thank you to Dr. Waldorf. But Kristen's story, you know, it tells us something else that we really need to be aware of. And that's that assaults, kidnappings can occur at any moment in time. And the majority of assaults, we talked about earlier, perpetrated by men that the women knew. So protecting yourself is paramount. You thought on your toes. And that is why you're alive. They can really help us, and we need to learn certain skills, and I think we have one here today.
Yes, we do. Self-defense expert Jennifer Cassetta joins us to shed some light on this. So, as women, what can we do to protect ourselves?
Sure. First, I want to acknowledge you, Kristen. I think you're so brave, and your story's so inspirational, so thank you for sharing. The first tip would be fake it till you make it. So if you are feeling scared and vulnerable, walking to your car late at night, make sure you're walking with your head held high, shoulders back, and making eye contact with everybody that you see. Next, if you do find yourself in a very scary situation where maybe you're in a car or you're in a date rape situation where you've been thrown onto a couch or a bed and someone's coming in for the choke, first thing you want to do here is drop your chin to your chest. That way, opens the trachea just a bit, so you'll have a few more seconds to breathe. Next, you want to look for your the 3 most effective targets. There's many targets, but the 3 most effective are going to be eyes, throat, and groin. So right away, I see his eyes are there, boom, I can use my fingers. But better yet, if you do have a car key or your house keys in your hand, you can take them and scrape them down. His arm, that'll loosen up the grip a little bit. Come across the eyes, boom, with the keys. And elbows here or here, if you don't have keys. Punch down to the groin.
Wow.
And last but not least, always remember that you have your legs. They're so powerful, and if you are like on the couch or the bed, you can kick your attacker off into the knees or the groin or however you can kick them.
And those stilettos are going to do some damage.
Thank you, Jennifer! Most importantly, don't stop fighting until you can get away safely.
Well, between the 2 of you ladies, I feel like quite a survivor. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Thank you, and thanks for helping.
And certainly, if you want more tips, we will have those on our website, thedoctorstv.com. Jennifer, thank you. Kristen, thank you so much.